これは古い材料、今も古い材料と古い100年とか200年とか古い建物の解体した材料を混ぜたりとか、そういうことも今もやってる。こういう考えこれはだから古いっていうよりは新しいその何十年前の桜の木とかで作ってるんだけど、フットボールみたいなのを僕が作ったデザインで、上の陶器は僕の尊敬してた陶芸家成井さんって人の作品で、もう亡くなっちゃったんだけど。Yes, yes. Yeah. でこれはブックスタンドになる。もともとこうやって巻きで巻いたからね。でこれでブックスタンドになる。Yeah. 道具は一般の日曜大工の人よりないかもっていうぐらいハンドマシンで作ったんです、全て。ちょうど僕が高校生卒業する頃に、すごい80年代はすごいファッションがすごい元気で、つい最近亡くなった一世さんとかみんなすごい活躍してて、僕もそのファッションに興味があったんで東京に出ようって。東京に出て、で文化基礎学院に行って学校に行ったんですよね、洋服の学校に。僕のお父さんは大工さんなんですよね。だから建築とファッション同時に雑誌を見たりとか、いろんな情報を並行してすごいずっと見てて、で東京に行った時にまずは洋服をやるんだけど、洋服を勉強して学校に通いながら、後半もう仕事っていうかコマーシャルの洋服とかいろんな洋服を作るアルバイトを始めるんですよ。
It's a fascinating story, which I find it's close to myself as well in many different ways. The question I have for him is when he was doing clothes, what was his philosophy behind the clothing? I can see and understand his philosophy today. It's very, very beautiful. When he was doing clothing, what was behind it?
皮膚感覚っていうか、こうやって触る、洋服とかの着てる時の感じとか、もちろんデザインもスタイルもそうなんだけど、でも着心地とか触り心地みたいのにすごくなんていうのかな、いいなっていう感じがあって。
I do understand his journey very well. When I started doing clothing, I was very much interested in the traditional build-up of the clothing. I wanted to understand how a tailor works. I was more interested in the build-up than the design itself. So I learned all the traditional ways of making clothes when I was studying in Norway. But for me, it wasn't because I wanted to work like that, but to be able to work with something and have the best foundation, you need to learn the traditional way very well. But when you finish, you can start tearing them apart. Because once you understand it, it's easy to expand your mind and create new things. And then the work becomes an expression of your ideas and state of mind. You also start thinking more conceptual in the way you think. Clothing is not just about wearing to look good. Clothing is actually more about reflecting the values in your head. Okay? So the way you start designing becomes much more different. The fabric becomes more important. The concept behind it, the drape, trying to be more about how the body works than how the clothes is just supposed to fit on you. And when you get to that point, that's when clothing becomes exciting. Because then you can do anything you want, as long as you understand why you're doing it, as long as you put the right quality into it, as long as you have the right texture of the fabrics, it will drape beautifully, it will work beautifully. It doesn't matter the shape, because the shape, people adapt to the shape anyway.
いろんな暮らしぶりを見たときに、自分で旅行行く前っていうのはこういう暮らしなんですよ、日本ではこういう感じがいいんですよみたいな、なんか単純に刷り込みじゃないけども、そういうなんかみんなが持ってる価値観みたいなことを普通に見てたんだけど、海外に行った時にも本当にいろんな暮らしぶり、生活ぶりとか、その場所によってもそれぞれが違うっていうのを見た時に、自分で本当にどういう暮らししたいかっていうのをちゃんと考えて自分で作っていいんだって思っちゃったね。
We all start out somewhere with a start point, which is what the society expects from us. You know, so you go to school and then you train, you went to work. But then when you travel a little bit, when you meet new people, your perspective, your mind opens up because you realize that not everyone fits into this box, and it's more expanded. You know, you realize that you meet different people in different places, but they are exactly the same people you have at home. Do you understand? So the moment you understand that and your mind opens, the things you start working on becomes a way of creating your own legacy, right? Now when you start creating your own legacy, in a way, everything you do, like his house here, the life is living, it's an art project, it's his art project. Do you understand what I mean? It becomes something he does because he wants to fulfill something new and create something new and dynamic. And everything he would do it within his state of mind, a reflection of his mind. So the things, everything around here points back to him. It's a beautiful art life. It's an art piece that keeps going on and on.
でこれからの次のプロジェクトっていうのは、今まではこの建物で家具とかだったんだけど、もっとランドスケープ全体をいい形で次につなげていきたいなっていうことで、マイケルさんの能登のお家、
Yes.
そのどういうこれからの構想っていうかビジョンがあるんですか？
So last 2.5 years we went to Noto and I met wood turner, Hideki is his name. I met Akagi-san. I met another person, Takayama, Izen. So this travel brought me to Noto. And when I left, I was so inspired by the space. It was very quiet. It was beautiful. I was lucky enough to meet very, very inspiring, creative people. So when I left, I felt like I was so lucky to be able to see that. And I was beginning to think, how can I share that with other people? We bought the space, and the whole idea is to encourage the local creative people, encourage the local community, and then also at the same time bring artists in to have residencies in the space for anything between 2 weeks to a month from Norway, from Ghana, and bring visitors in that can come to the area, eat, drink, and spend their money in the area. So we have this beautiful cycle of business, commerce, culture, and creativity going on. So that's the whole idea.
どんどんみんな、僕もそうだけども、もう一回いろんな価値観を探して、カントリーサイドにどんどんいろんな動きができて、能登がそんなにまたつながれるっていうのが嬉しいですね。本当にありがたいです。